That guy changed within 3 weeks.
Yeah.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the man who has currently the most number of IFBB Pro wins and who is actually actively competing right now. I am talking about Nathan Asha, who has put out a physique update less than 10 weeks out of Dubai Pro. Now I have to tell you guys, he hasn't officially made this announcement that he is in for Dubai Pro, but he did show a lot of interest and the prize money of this show was increased to $100,000. So Nathan is a guy who loves to compete. Especially when he is in shape, he loves to compete more and more. Last year he did a total of 5 shows. Could have been 6 if he was allowed to travel to the US to compete at Mr. Olympia. But unfortunately it has been 5 years since we last saw Nathan Asha on the biggest bodybuilding stage on the planet. And the sad thing is, out of those 5 years, Nathan was qualified for the Olympia for 4 of those. And he encountered different problems every single year. So will we see Nathan Asha on the Olympia stage again? Well, as of right now, we cannot really say. And it is a shame because he is a top 10 guy, no matter how deep the lineup gets. Especially when he is truly on. So this is gonna be a big year for Nathan Asha. He has found that passion of bodybuilding and competing once again. Specifically after he started working with Stefan, his current coach, who recently stated that contrary to what people believe, Nathan Asha has been one of the easiest guys to work with. So Nathan ended his 2023 season with a really bad taste in his mouth. He wasn't supposed to lose to guys like Rubil Mosquera as well as Horsamdi. So he is gonna make a statement this year. And he is really fired up. He looks really good right now at this point in time. And we have to keep in mind, he's one of those guys who gets in shape at a very fast pace. Especially when he gets into that prep phase. And he just started this prep. And things are looking very good. The lower half on his back is gonna stay his weakness. I mean, it is what it is. That is how his genetics are. But he is extremely good from the front as well as from the side. Michal Krizo's 6 weeks out physique update is next. As great as his arms are, the side shot isn't the best pose for him overall. And the reason that shot isn't good for Michal Krizo is because he's a guy who doesn't have a very small waist. And just because he has humongous arms and he opens up so wide in that front double biceps, he's able to create such a good illusion especially in those front shots. But the same isn't the case in his side shots. So the upcoming Pro Classic Spain is gonna be a real test for Michal Krizo. He is the defending champion there, but the lineup this year is twice as hard as it was in 2023. Because last year he had to beat a guy like Andrea Presti, who hasn't even been a top 10 Olympian just yet. This year he's gonna face William Bonac, who is a multiple times Orange Classic champion. And not just William Bonac, he's gonna face Behrouz Tabani as well, who we all know doesn't mess around, especially when it comes to conditioning. So Michal Krizo will certainly have the size over these two guys, specifically with his height coming into play. Because he is a very big guy, he is a very wide guy. He takes up a lot of space on the stage. But he needs to be on, like Prague 2023, where he was hard as well as really full, with his superb conditioning as well. Because if we go back and look at his Olympia package, he was probably in a better conditioning at that show, but he was a bit on the flat side. So he did not have his trademark wow factor, his trademark size. So I am sure Behrouz Tabani is gonna bring the heat to the stage this year. He loves to compete just like Hadi Chupan, and so far he has been doing 1 or maximum 2 shows per year. So this will be his chance to prove to the bodybuilding world that he is one of the best out there in any bodybuilding show. So William Bonac is the real wild card here. What version of Bonac are we gonna see here is the question. William is also working with Stefan, and that too for the very first time. And I must say this is the tail end of his career. But he still is a genetic freak. So Stefan did an interview with Fuad just a couple of days ago. And he works with so many great guys, like Urs Klaczynski, Wesley Wiesers, Nathan Asha, James Hollingshead, and said that William Bonac changed in such a short duration. He never saw something like that before in his coaching career. And Stefan has been in the coaching business for a long time.
I'm working with William Bonac for his comeback.
Yeah, of course.
But we need to talk about the time frame.
Sure.
And he sent me pictures, and I thought that will gonna be a hell of a job. And I said, will hard to compete even in summer. And he said, Stefan, you will see, it goes fast.
Yeah. He's got the genetics.
That guy changed within 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of stuff. I've really seen a lot of, but I've not seen that.
Yeah. I think some of these guys genetically are just you know.
Holy moly.
So Emperor Classic Spain is gonna be one of the most exciting shows of the year. Do you guys think Michal Krizo will be able to successfully defend his title here? Do let me know in the comments below. Quinton Beastwood dispelling the narrative that guys like Samson Dauda cannot have enough conditioning or separation because of the dark skin texture. Because this was actually being discussed whenever Samson came into discussion, that his skin doesn't allow him to showcase more detail. As I have mentioned previously, Quinton Beastwood has something that neither Samson Dauda nor Andrew Jack has. At least we haven't seen this up until now from these guys. And that is the ability to get shredded inside out, and that too everywhere. Specifically his glutes. Do you guys know how much cardio Quinton has been doing lately? 2 hours. Yes, you guys heard that right. This much cardio has now been eliminated in this current era, where we see most of these guys saying that they do only a half hour or hour tops cardio. So it is great to see Matt Jensen pushing Quinton to do whatever it takes to get shredded inside out. So Quinton is 6'2", so we do not know how long it's gonna take him to truly fill out his frame. How long it's gonna take him to build up quads, like Samson Dauda or Andrew Jack. Because in the upper body, he is superior to Samson Dauda, especially in terms of the flow and the V-taper, but he is still lacking some size in those quads. But damn, he is shredded and it seems like he really fills out his chest. And keep in mind, we are less than 3 weeks out of the new pro, so he must be kinda flat here. So Quinton's genetics has been regarded as some of the best genetics in the men's open bodybuilding ever, not just in this era. And with the size that he has added in these last 1.5 years, he's gonna make a lot of noise this year. So let's end this video with an update from Regan Grimes, who is going for Vancouver Pro in July. So Regan always makes very smart choices, especially when it comes to picking the right shows. Him and Milos have been on full throttle throughout this offseason, even during that post-Olympia rebound phase. He was extremely dedicated, and that is why Regan was weighing 300 pounds very clean during the offseason phase, and that was his highest weight ever in the offseason. And that too with a very decent conditioning. And I know Regan Grimes is already a very aesthetic guy, but more quads will certainly enhance his aesthetics and his V-taper even more. And along with those legs, he needs bare bicep peaks. Also more fullness in his chest, because he kinda loses some volume when he diets down, when he drops the water. And these have been the main area of focus during this offseason. So Regan was able to place top 9 in the world at this past Mr. Olympia, which by the way was his highest placing ever. But this was a different and a relatively weaker lineup, especially in comparison to 2022, and in comparison to this year as well. And it's not disrespecting anyone from last year, it's the fact that Big Ramy, Nick Walker, Rafael Brundle, William Bonac, some of these guys are gonna take those top 10 slots in 2024. And if Behrouz Tabani also gets to the US, he's also gonna be in there. So Regan was able to win one European show last year, which was held in Spain, the Europa Pro. And that was a very controversial victory against Nathan D'Asia. But given the time invested to improve his overall physique and the way he showed up in the best conditioning of his career at the Olympia last year, I think this is gonna be a fun journey to watch. And I truly believe he is one of those guys who has the most chance of staying in the top 10 out of all the guys who placed 8th onwards at the Olympia last year. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.